Everyone in the film, it seems, are portraying characters trying to find their roots. Beyond your character's search, motivated by separation, what did you find out about yourself in taking a deeper dive into the sense of your roots and Judaism?
So I did this show, Who Do You Think You Are, a couple of years ago. And during that time, I found out much more about my family's history because they found the ship manifest and they were able to, there's very, very little genealogy available about Jews because when they fled, they destroyed everything. So when they found it for my episode, they were beside themselves. I think they said they'd never had it before. So we were able to learn a lot about my grandfather who'd come over. So I always had known that my grandfather had left as a teenager, young teenager, with all of the family silverware sewn into his heavy winter overcoat, and that he was without an adult or a parent with his siblings, and they were on the boat coming into Brooklyn to meet the dad who had gone ahead, and that no one spoke English. And we then learned from that show that his mom had died in childbirth in Ukraine. And my mom didn't even know that. And I never knew why my grandfather, who would come visit us from Brooklyn when I lived in the city, was the saddest man I'd ever met. And I didn't know why he was so, I never connected to him because the sadness was so pervasive and daunting for me as a young person. And I feel that when we have gotten to live these incredible, incredible lives of so much, just of such good fortune that these people made possible by leaving and traveling on these boats and coming to a country where they didn't speak English, and to be welcomed into Ellis Island and to be able to, become a printmaker and then become a pharmacist and then become the pharmacist of Brownsville, so that he was like the doctor of all of, and that he was a conscientious objector, and that there was so much that they went through that has afforded me the life that I live, which I've always known intellectually, but to be in the space of the concentration camp that we shot in Majdanek, I know that those were my people. I could feel it come into me in the space. Intellectually, before, I was anxious. What's it going to be like? I'm so scared. What's it going to be? No one could explain it to me. And then I was there, and Will all of a sudden was given this testimonial from one of the survivors of the camp. And so all of a sudden, we thought we were just walking through the showers. It was in the men's shower, right?
Yeah.
And so you're walking through and you see the spigots and you see the bathtubs and you read that how they were disinfecting them and shaving their head. And it's all very intellectual, and it's all the stuff that you'd seen in movies or heard about. Or, my dad did cabaret. I was very familiar with a lot of Nazi Germany and what happened. And when I was a kid, I was obsessed with the Anne Frank book and the diary. And there was I had a lot of intellectual understanding of it, but nothing could have prepared me for the surge of ancestral grief that happened and overtook me. And I was so nervous about it. I think I felt nothing initially when we walked in. I was like, well, I feel nothing. It just looks like a room. And I'm sure it was because I was protecting myself, or some part of me was just shut down. And then as soon as Will started reading this testimonial, and all of a sudden, I just remember you saying the word dogs. And then I was just gone. I was just gone. And it just hit me in a much deeper cellular way of the horrors that humans are capable of, and ongoing, and also ongoing today, and I don't understand. It's just, it's something that's too dark and too big.
Very poignant. Sir. Will, your performance was so precise as James. What did you understand about him that you really wanted to emphasize?
Thank you. I think the like headline for me from when I first spoke with Jesse was that you know, he's obviously not himself Jewish, as he points out, and yet he is, you know, educating the group about Jewish history within Poland. But that there is no edge to him. Like he's completely pure in his intentions. He's genuinely passionate about the history, and he just wants everyone to be informed and to have a good time. He doesn't want them to be having a good time, like in the concentration camp. It's not like he expects them to have a party.
He wants them to have a gratifying experience.
Yeah, he wants them to
right?
feel rewarded and to enjoy each other's company. And
I mean, the way he does it is so beautiful.
Yeah, it really
It's
is.
it's so unexpected and so deep what you do. The space that you allow people to have.
You're devoted to your craft in it, and that comes out beautifully, even in the confrontation with Kieran's character. So, Jennifer, you've been, can I call you Jennifer, by the way?
You can call me Jenny. You can call me Jen. You can just don't call me late for dinner. What's up? What's up?
Okay, Jen. You've been a working actor for a healthy amount of time. What experience as a performer do you think most prepared you for reaching the character of Marcia?
I think that being my age and being around a long time and being so discouraged and turned off and kind of shut down by the kind of material that I was offered. And, you know, coming from a showbiz family, I never had any delusions about what kind of people or what kind of behavior is normalized. And my expectations, I just had gotten to the point where I was like, yeah, like bring it, you know, like if not now, when? And if not me, who? Let's go.
Awesome. Awesome. Will, and the type of actor you are, do you sometimes feel a bit of schizophrenia when you create a new character? Or since they're all embraced within your consciousness, are you just accessing your experiences?
That's a really good question. I don't know. I guess there's a sort of invisible Venn diagram that is drawn where you're finding a way in or like an overlap with who you are, or like parts of yourself that maybe are helpful to bring to the character. But I try not to overthink it or over intellectualize it, really. It's just kind of a feeling, choice by choice, be led by the script, be led by the director, be led by your instincts, and kind of find your way through. And so much of it, I think, is also about just responding to the people around you and to the other people. And that often, weirdly, can teach you as much about the character and who you're supposed to be as kind of meditating on it.
Yeah.
It makes you know, work fun and worth living, and it's exciting to work with people who are at a certain level where you're just like in awe of. I'm in awe of everyone on this movie. I love watching everyone's work. I love acting with everybody. I like being in the soup, you know.
Jenny, at what
Jay,
at what period in your career did you finally hit that gear that you felt a little modicum of control, both as an actor and in your personal life approach to it?
I've never felt in control of anything except for myself. It's just about just knowing that I'm so resilient and I always can handle it, no matter what I can't handle. I know that this moment, right now, it's like this. And that means that in 1 minute, it won't be like this. It might be worse, it might be better, but right now, I can manage it. This is the moment. And so that's as far as I go.
Dirty Dancing 2, when?
Ask Lionsgate.
Blessings to both of you. You're beautiful.
Blessings to you.
Thank you. Thank you
Thanks
so
so
much. And thank you for bringing this piece of work to the landscape.
Thank
Just
you.
happy to be part of it.
This is Patrick McDonald for HollywoodChicago.com. Copyright 2024.